Hello and welcome to Mixin' It Up. I am so glad you have stopped by. Today we're going to be talking about a feature that I think so many people are afraid to try, and that is autofill photos. So to do that, today we're going to start with using a quick mix. So we've got our MemoryMixer open, and we're going to go ahead and create with a quick mix. Now remember, when your quick mix menu comes up, you can sort it by creator, so you can see all of the different designers and what albums you have that they've created. You could also sort it by shape. So if you wanted to do a square one or landscape, you'd see which ones you have. However, remember, you can use a different shape. So if I were making a square album, but I really wanted to use this landscape album, I could do it. You may just have to tweak the embellishments a little bit when it gets open, but it will work just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to name and sort it by name, and we're going to start with Auntie's Attic. Now, another good thing to remember is if you aren't sure what the quick mix is, just simply click on it and you will see the first page. If you would like to see additional pages, simply click on Customize Page Arrangement. And this allows you to see all of the pages in the quick mix. And you can either continue on from here and you'll just use all of the pages, or you can simply drag and drop your pages down here to the custom page arrangement. So I've grabbed 2 pages from Auntie's Attic. So now if I'd only picked 2 pages and I choose 50 photos to fill in my album, it'll actually repeat those 2 pages 25 times each. So you will completely use all of your photos and it just repeats the pages. Now remember, you only see 2 pages at a time, and really the focus of your album or your book, whatever you're making, is the photos. So don't worry if you repeat pages. People will not notice. Each photo makes a page look different. You may want to change them up a little bit, but you can use this as a great foundation and continue on. I could also continue with this. I'm just going to leave it insert photos individually and go ahead and create my album. And you'll see those 2 pages fill in at the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a few more pages. Maybe let's say I know that I have 30 pictures I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and pick all my layouts and then autofill. So I'll add more quick mix pages. And this time I am going to grab Autumn Bliss. I'm going to use my custom page arranger again. And I think I'm going to use this first one and the last one this time. We'll go ahead and continue. I'm going to go ahead and finish and just let those 2 pages be added to my album. So now you can see you have 4 pages down here. Okay, so maybe I'm working on an album for Dad. Father's Day is close. And I like the colors. Maybe I don't want to have the flower here, and I could simply delete that. And maybe the word fall I don't love. But what I could easily do is come over here, and I could use a background and make a little piece to put on top of it. Or I could simply add a shape. I'm just going to go ahead and do that quickly. And we'll just come down here, grab a little rectangle. I'm going to size it about the size that would look like it covers that nicely. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill that with a color. And maybe I think this blue color would be cute. So I'll come here to use my picker, and I'll come and grab this blue color. Whoops. This one's a little darker, that one. We'll say OK. And now I've got my shape there, and I'm going to go ahead and add a drop shadow. So it looks like it's paper piece there on purpose. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate it just like maybe 2 degrees. Maybe we'll go for 4. Okay, and now I'm going to add my text. So I'm going to say Dad. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just type in Dad. And I'm not going to worry about my font or anything right now. I'm going to go ahead and get things positioned and just see what I think. Now remember, we did rotate the other -4 degrees, so we'll go ahead and rotate this one as well. And it's obviously just a little too big, so I'm going to come over here and let's try 36 and see how that feels. I think that feels pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick a color. I'm going to use our color matcher again. And I think I want to use this green color, but let's go for the darker version. So what I love about that, so you can see, even though that didn't really fit with the Father's Day quick mix, but now I just went ahead and added that on top of fall, and it fits perfectly. So feel free to personalize your quick mixes to suit the needs that you are looking for. I'm going to go ahead and delete this flower, and I think that page will be just ready to go. Now remember, you could also do this after you've inserted all your pictures. Now I'm going to come back up here and I am going to insert more quick mix pages, and this time I'm just going to grab Family Matters. And I went right by it. Okay, I'm going to do the customized page arrangement because this pink really doesn't feel like what I want to be what I want to do. Now I'm going to And now I'm going to drag. I like both of these because they hold a lot of photos. So I'm going to head and select them. We'll press continue. Now this time is where the trick comes. I'm going to go ahead and say I want to insert photos automatically. And let's say you have all of the pages that you want to use already assembled into your album. Or you can add additional pages using the same technique. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say insert photos automatically, but here is the secret. I'm going to say fill empty boxes first, starting with page 1. So I will check that. And now it's going to come and fill in all of those pages that we had already used. So we'll say continue. And now we have the opportunity to select our photo. So I'm just going to come in here to a few. And I'm just going to randomly pick pictures, but you will have selected the pictures that you want to specifically go in this album. And right down here it says I've selected 16 of 88. Now remember, you could say select all as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe grab about 30 pictures or so. Okay, we'll say that is good. I'm going to say okay. And now I have a chance, if there are photos that were rotated when you took your pictures, you can go ahead and rotate them all now. If there's a photo you're like, oh, how do I get that photo in? You could also remove a photo. You could sort them by name and date as well. We're going to go ahead and finish and let MemoryMixer autofill those photos for us. You will be amazed at how much time this can save. And remember, once your photos are in, you can still crop and zoom and personalize them how you would like. Now, if you had selected more pictures than you actually had empty photo boxes for, it will go ahead and repeat the last pages that you were working on until it uses all of the photos. So I didn't take the time to select the exact number of photos and plan it out, but as you're doing it, you can see how many photos. You can either start with the number of photos that you want to use, or you can select your pages you want to use and how many photos you would need to fill those pages. So here is the last page, but look how cute that came in. We didn't do one thing to any of this, and look how cute. So we're going to go ahead and just start at the beginning and see how our autofill worked out. Okay, so now I can see here these embellishments are blocking her little cute face there. So I could either just move those embellishments over, or I can double click on the photo and now I have a chance to reposition it as well. So I've just scooted that over, and now if I want my photo still selected, I can use my arrow keys and just nudge the photo to the side, or I can grab it with my cursor and drag it as well. So you can see, although that was all done automatically, how little effort it took to make that just the cutest page ever. And I think this one cropped in perfectly. I wouldn't change anything about that. So let's continue on. Now, of course, if it cut through an eye or something, you may think twice. I think this one looks cute too. Okay, this is a great example of probably not our best placement. So let's go ahead and double click on the photo and we can see what the photo really looks behind. And I can simply drag my window over and just grab her, or I can drag it this way and just crop in her, or I could actually widen my photo, maybe not quite so wide because I still want it to fit on my page, and say okay. And then you would simply need to adjust this embellishment here, or you can also move the photo, or I can resize it. And now I can bring it to the top using my layers, bring to front, and just have that sitting on top. So you see, even though the photo was brought in automatically, yes, we needed to adjust it a little bit, but that wasn't hard, and I think it is a great page. Okay, I think this page, for the most part, turned out so cute. I'm going to go ahead and click on here. Now, it really only grabbed part of him. The mom is cut off. I'm just going to go ahead and, since it's Father's Day book, just leave it just like that. Isn't that just as cute as can be? This one here, I'm going to double click on it, and I can simply move the crop window up. This the same way. I could just adjust it just slightly. Here, this one I think is cute. Either way, I could leave it as it is, or I can go ahead and move it up and grab those cute little piggy tails. This one I think looks great, and I think this one looks great. Let's go ahead and look at this photo and just see. It's just about what it was. I think that works perfect and looks so cute. So let's go to our next page. Now, if I were making a book, you can notice this one, the trim area is just, it's a little bit big for the trim area, but you could certainly watch our edit grouped objects to see how easy it is to change that and position your page so it will fit in appropriately. So I think this is great. It's the three of them. I think this is cute of the four of them. I think this cute little window here cropped is good. I think all of these, I'm going to go ahead and double click on this one so we can see the whole picture. But yeah, this crop window just captures the essence of the whole photo without even having to see the whole photo. So I think every one of those pictures turned out darling. Now this is where I said if you have more pictures, it will duplicate them. And so that's what it has done, is duplicated the last pages that we brought in photos with. So as you're planning out your book more carefully, either selecting your photos first, you could have it land exactly in the place that you want it to. Now, I could simply take off this Happiness is Homemade, few embellishments, and make it look like a totally different page too. So it's very easy to autofill your photos. I think these pictures look great too. I don't think I would change any of them. And you know, one of the fun things that I have noticed when you autofill your photos, sometimes your photo will land into a box that you would never have put it in, and it crops your picture in a way that just really puts the focus and almost gives the picture a different personality. And it's just a lot of fun to experiment with. And of course, there's nothing you can do that ruins anything. It's not like you'll have to have your pictures reprinted because you've cropped them wrong. You can simply just undo and start over. So I hope you've enjoyed learning how fun autofill can be, and I hope you will experiment with it and use that time-saving feature. Happy mixin'!